K8JTK. K8JTK.
Game 69 and 6RW. Raleigh out there.
VK5 PBZ. VK5 PBZ from KH8TK. VK5 PBZ. VK5 PBZ from KH8TK. Out there, Alan?
KH8TK, Canaan MIT, quick in and out, please.
Alright, Chip, very good. I will put you down as the first check-in, and we will, since I'm not here from Alan, we will get the net started here in a couple minutes on 14 Charlie. If anyone needs to use the reflector, please go ahead and do so, and we'll get started with the Ham Nation B-Star after shownet in a couple minutes. This is KH8TK.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
WD8CRX. W6 GPS.
Alright, good evening all. We're going to get started with the Ham Nation D-Star After Show Net right here on Reflector 14 Charlie break. As mentioned, this is the Ham Nation D-Star After Show Net. My call sign is Kilo 8, Julia Tango Kilo, K8 JTK. My name is Jeff, and I am located on the west side of Cleveland, Ohio. This net is directed, and I will be your net control this evening. Normally, we also have Dave, KB9VZU, and Alan, BK5PBZ. However, Dave is unable to make it tonight. His wife is having outpatient, and he is tending to her, so we will let him and leave him to those responsibilities tonight, and then we will continue the net. This net is held every Wednesday evening at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific, or currently 0200 UTC on Thursday using Reflector 14 Charlie. And if you're an international listener, we just changed in the States here. So last week we were 0300, and this week and for the rest of the summer we will be getting the net started at 0200 UTC. Break. This net is related to the Ham Nation podcast that happens live on Leo Laporte's Twit TV network, and that starts recording live at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific time. The show is about the excitement and importance of ham radio. If you'd like to know more about the show or D-Star information or where the other after show nets are, you can head over to our website, hamnationdstar.net. And you can find how to get the replays, get in the chat room, participate during the show in the chat room. That's what the chat room is there for. And even listen live to Reflector 14 Charlie here, available 24/7. And to listen live, you don't need a D-Star radio either. Just need a web browser or smartphone app. And you can head over to the website. Again, that's hamnationdStar.net. At this time, didn't see a whole lot of where the other after-show nets are going to be. I assume the 20-meter net is going to be on 7192. They're typically 7192 megahertz. And you can join in with them. They usually start once the show wraps up. Yep, just saw it, 7192. That's where the 40-meter net is going to be. Still no 20-meter net. If you have DMR and have the capability to get on Talk Group 311, that's TAC 311, you'll find the DMR net there. Of course, there is Echolink, that's star, do drop in star. Node number 355800 for the Echolink after show net. Just a quick note, if you do have DPRS beaconing enabled, please disable it as to not disrupt the net. Since I'm running the show here solo, we're just going to start taking some check-ins. I already have Chip being on MIT. He was in and out. Anyone at all wishing to check in to the net, please call now.
Chattanooga.
N0BF, N0BF. T.
AD3AA Lee.
VA3ZTF.
Kilo Delta 2, Kilo Victor Zulu. Alright, let's hold it there. I have a good number of check-ins. I'll acknowledge the stations at this time because there was some doubling, and Steve, you were keyed down for a good 15, 30 seconds or so. But here's the stations I do have. If I do not call your call sign, I will take some more check-ins at the end of reading through this list, so feel free to jump in at that point. But right now I have N6CZE, W6GPS, N0BF, AD3AA, WD8CRX, KF5ZBL, VA3ZTF, KD2KVZ. So that's the list as I have it. If I did not call you or you want to check into the net, please call now.
KC8YQL, Kilo Charlie 8, Yankee Quebec Lima, checking in, simulcasting on Reflector 14 Charlie, DMR Talk Group 311. KC8YQL, checking in on both nets at the same time. Maybe I'm breaking a record, I don't know.
N8CQX. KK4AVG.
Alright, very good. Please limit, when you're checking in, please limit to your call sign so we could get as many stations in as we can. But I did add to the list KK4AVG, KC8YQL, and N8CQX. So with this good round of check-ins, I will begin at the top, N6CZE, Did you catch the show tonight? And do you have any comments or traffic for the net? Go ahead.
Well, very good evening to you, sir, to everyone on the net, M6CZ, and I am watching it as we speak. I've been watching it here for a while. I like the section on the power supply. That was kind of cool, and I did go to the internet place that he was talking about. That was the, Antique Electronics Supply, and noticed that you could buy the kit for the power supply there. But it was kind of a neat little project there, and watching the guy soldering up his little adapter for his scope, that was pretty cool. So there's always something going on there that's of interest to someone. Don't know if everybody else caught the ICOM special last Saturday. I was on for 4 hours, and I understand they got it on their website. But a lot of information about D-Star there. So a lot of the people that, if they haven't seen it, they might want to take a look at it. A lot of really good information and some stuff coming down the pipe that not everybody was able to discuss there, but they kind of inferred maybe some new radios and things coming out for D-Star. But I want to thank you for doing that. You're sounding great tonight, and a lot of people wait, so we'll keep it any longer. So with that, have a good evening, my friend. We'll be listening. M6CZ from Montclair, California.
All right, Gary, very good. Thanks for bringing that information to the net. And yeah, ICOM's got a bunch of good stuff coming out. I'm looking forward to basically their 2-band at a time version of the 7300 that's coming out. I think it's the 7610 or something like that. I don't remember the model, but hopefully they got some good D-Star stuff coming out too. That'll be very exciting. But Gary, good to hear from you, and thanks for always supporting the net as you usually do, checking in here every week. Another regular check into the net is Don, W6 GPS. What do you got for us tonight?
Hey, good evening, everybody. Don, W6 GPS, Chattanooga. This time last week, I was on my way down to southern Louisiana, and happy to say 95% coverage with my Verizon Jetpack and the hotspot Raspberry Pi widgets in my car, and it was great listening to watching the Ham Nation show and checking in with you guys at added like a co-pilot in the seat. Today's adventure with my buddy Kevin, KI4LAX. We were able to work the space station via APRS on the stock Kenwood D74 antenna. So we'll be producing a video on contacting the ISS via APRS and generally a APRS using the Kenwood. And that's about it. I checked in. I watched a little bit of the show at the beginning. Then I had to run an errand, and I haven't gotten back. But I wanted to just spend time, come in and check in and say hello to everybody here on the net. This is W6 GPS Chattanooga. Back to net control.
Yeah, very, very good, Don. Good to hear that that the coverage is working out well for you. I had the same experience. I also have Verizon, and going between Toledo and Cleveland one night for the net, I was able to check in and ride along with the net. Made the ride much shorter there. And for the rest of you on the net, if you haven't checked out Don's YouTube channel, if you just go into Google and actually go to YouTube, youtube.com, and type in W6GPS, you'll get Don's YouTube channel, and he covers a lot of the setup and operation of the Kenwood THD 74. So if you have any questions about it, or you're thinking about getting it, again, W6 GPS on YouTube, and that'll get you where you need to be. Good to hear from you, Don, and safe travels out there. Next up is N0BF. Hey, Steve, we got a carrier from you, but we're not getting any audio, KJTK. All right, nothing heard there. I'll put you at the End of the list there, Steve. Again, got a carrier from you from your dongle, but no audio. And I think you had audio when you checked in, so I'm not sure what went sideways there. But N0BF, I'll put you at the end and call you then. 83AA.
AA here, name's Lee, Lima Echo Echo. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, near the University of Pittsburgh, and I was watching some of Twit TV's Ham Nation tonight. I recently reduced my cable down to nothing. I cut it off, I cut the cable, and just got internet, got my digital encoder into the TV so I get broadcast digital. And I like it like that. Might go to Raspberry Pi someday. Save $100 that way a month. And let's see, what else did I do? Gee, that's about it. Anyways, I'm going through a 51A into a DVAP into a personal computer. Oh, I read my QST magazine and signed up for that ham remote site they were talking about. And I'm waiting to hear if I can get on one of the remote stations using the computer. Should be an interesting endeavor. Back to you.
Hey, thanks for checking in and bringing that to the net. Yeah, I've heard of that before. I've never used it myself, but if anyone is properly licensed and thinking about setting up an HF station or wanting to know maybe if you'd be interested in doing that full time, or if you're just in an area where you can't set up an apartment, something like that, and check out the remote ham guys over there. They're doing some pretty cool stuff to let you try it out there. And a lot of people are getting rid of their cable. We just changed our phone service over to a VoIP provider, so we're saving a whole bunch of money there. And there's plenty of good options. Roku and all that kind of stuff are also good. And I know they carry the other podcasts that Georgia's a part of there, amateurlogic.tv. Thanks for checking in, and we'll move along to WD8CRX.
VK4PUX.
One more time, see if we got Dan out there in South Carolina. WD8CRX, Whiskey Delta 8, Charlie Romeo X-Ray. You out there, Dan? All right, nothing heard there. Moving along to KF5 ZBL.
Oh, good evening to the net. KF5 ZBL Bill here in Dallas, Texas. So, so it was a pretty good net tonight, or a pretty good short, I should say, and a net. How about that? So, just enjoyed the power supply, the Altoids can. You know, I don't know how many things you can make out of an Altoids can, but I'm sure there are dozens of them. So, other than that, just done new commercials. I'll send back that KF5 ZBL.
KB9GU.
Hey, Bill, always glad to hear you in there. And, I have to agree. I can't, I know there's a bunch of ham radio projects that can fit in an Altoids can. It's certainly the ham radio's friend there. Hey, good to hear you again, and thanks for checking in there from Dallas. Next up, looks like a new call sign to the net, VA3ZTF. Go ahead and take it.
PA3ZTF, Jeremy up here in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. No, I checked into the net a few times. I was missed a few weeks there. There was a problem with our local repeater, but been back on the past couple weeks here. Good show tonight. I like when they show the little projects. You know, Bob's building this pine board transmitter, and Randy's little Altoids sampler there. I like that kind of stuff. I actually just got some parts in this week. I'm going to build the scope squid that was shown on, I think it was Amateur Logic, maybe a couple of months ago. So looking forward to that. But that was a good show tonight. Hopefully they keep up this kind of project and building theme. I enjoy that, especially as someone that's only been licensed for 4 years. I can use these cheap projects to help build up my equipment arsenal. With that, back to net control.
Hi, Jeremy. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, the call sign sounded familiar, but for some reason the name just didn't click with me, so that's what kind of threw me for a loop. But good to hear you in there again. And, yeah, always good stuff. And, yeah, Scope Squid was, I think they might have previewed it or done a little bit on Ham Nation, but it was certainly on George's other podcast, that being amateurlogic.tv. And if anybody needs links to that or where to find everybody else's stuff, you know, with Don, what he does with Amateur Newsline and Tamitha Scope's Twitter page, all that, we have it up on our website, hamnationdstar.net. Thanks for checking in all the way up there from Ottawa. KD2, KVZ, you're next.
Well, good evening, sir. Thank you for taking my check-in. It's been a few months since I've checked into this net. I didn't get a chance to watch the show tonight. Call up in all the many tasks, and including recovering from no sleep during the watch for that storm that we were supposed to get here in the Northeast. I'm actually here in Galloway Township, about 10 miles west of Atlantic City. I've been doing a lot of work with the Aries and Skywarn, and now I just upgraded to my General about 2 weeks ago, so I'm getting my HF rig up and running and on the air, and work. And I just remembered that this net was on tonight, so I figured I would come on over and chime in and keep the numbers up. So with that, I'll hand it back to net control. Kilo Delta 2, Kilo Victor Zulu.
Very good. Yeah, the Skywarn stuff is things that I do at the Cleveland NWS office for the region here and for the county as well here in Cleveland. So thank you for doing that, and congratulations on the General. Good luck on the station from a fellow or a volunteer examiner anyway. And, glad to always see people get upgraded and have fun on the low bands, because once you get that station set up, it may be a lot of work, but it's pretty rewarding, trust me, especially if you do it quite frequently and all that kind of good stuff. But hey, thanks for checking in with us, and we got you on the list, and hope you come back and join us next week. KK4AVG.
WB8CRX.
I didn't get your recheck. I'll put you at the end there with the other rechecks. But KK4 AVG Kilo 4 Alpha Victor Golf. You out there from KJTK and the Ham Nation after Schmidt. All right, nothing heard there. So next up is Bill, KC8YQL.
We'll say good evening, Jeff, to you and all on the net. And this is Bill, of course, I'm in Ohio. And apologize for throwing a wrench at your check-ins there. I told Andrew that I got spanked for taking too long checking in. And I told Andrew, you might have your hands full, Jeff, because you're running the whole show by yourself. So I don't know if you'll be able to get a check-in over on TAC 311. But I actually did check in at the same time on TAC 311 and right here on RAF 14 Charlie. But anyway, cord cutters is what they call us, right? I done that a long time ago. One time I had 14 satellite dishes. Of course, I've been in the TVRO stuff for like 40-some years. So, you know, if you're going to install them for people, you got to have a bunch of stuff to play with for yourself, right? And so the only thing I'm wired to is the grid, and that's something I'd like to get off of. But I had 1,200 pounds of Verizon backup batteries here, and was going to put a 220-volt converter on them and take myself off the grid, and I decided I didn't want to try it yet, so we need probably the full set of batteries, which is 48 instead of 24. And actually, we had 12. So it takes quite a bit of that to pull yourself clear off the grid for storage. Anyway, I love what Bobby Heil's doing. I love old school. You know, today we don't see ham radio, you know, the old school stuff much anymore. Back in the 70s, I don't know, 77 or 8, when I put the SB220 linear together and soldered it up. Boy, Bobby took me journey back through time tonight. Reminded me of the good old days. Whatever happened to those, Jeff? And oh, by the way, speaking of good things, Jeff, I got to give you a huge pat on the back. Did it take you all week to write that article up for the ARRL Newsline? Man, that was a good article. And I got to talk to you later about that, because you're well versed, it looks like, in hot spots, boards, and all that. So I don't want to take up any time on that, but I really want to ask you if you've got the dual hooked up to an MMDBM project board. That's the latest and greatest. And it's really cool what them guys are doing with that. Anyway, good job with this now. Back to you, sir. KC8YQL. I'll try to do better next time.
Hey, Bill, no problem. Just, didn't want to take a whole bunch of time during the check-in time wanted to get as many stations in as possible. I get the excitement of simulcasting and checking in and all that, and of course Andrew and the guys over there at the DMR net on Talk Group 311, TAC 311, are doing a great job and all that kind of stuff, and encourage everyone to check in there. So no problem, and pretty much still got cable unfortunately, and working on getting rid of that, but pretty much everything now is riding over the internet connection, and more stuff is being added. We just added a whole bunch of stuff this past week, and I know there is a show out there. I think Tom Merritt used to do it, and Brian Brushwood called Cord Cutters. I think they moved it to one of the other networks, but if anybody's kind of interested in that or finding some alternatives to hooking up cable and all that kind of stuff, you may want to check that out and see if that show is still around. But anyway, thanks, Bill, for checking in, and we'll move along to N8CQX.
Hello, everyone on the net. My name is Johnny, and I live in North Canton, Ohio. Don't have much to say tonight. I'm primarily listening, but I definitely enjoy the show, and I enjoy using D-Star. It's definitely a great mode of communications for me. I don't have to have a big antenna outside. I have a vertical, but it doesn't work very well. Anyway, back to you. This is N8CQX.
All right, Johnny, very good. Well, not all that far away, relatively speaking. I'm up here in Cleveland on the west side. So hello from another fellow Ohioan. And thanks for joining us on the net. And we hope to hear you again coming up next week. And you can check out our website in the meantime, hamnationdStar.net. Go through a couple rechecks real quick and see if these stations are out there. First, we'll go to N0BF. You out there?
This is N0BF. I think it's working. Boy, I tell you, I'm having trouble with my computer tonight. I'm on a dongle. Apologize for having the key down. I think the thing hung up on me. I didn't realize it, but I saw the red there. Anyway, sorry, Jeff. I enjoyed the show tonight. I listened to it on the ham radio, on my ham radio set on the HF band out of Tennessee, and boy, I sure enjoyed doing that. And while I was stringing up my mandolin. Anyway, that's all I had to report tonight. I enjoyed that quite a bit, and again, I apologize for having the key down that long. We have to figure out a way not to do that again. Anyway, this thing's not working very reliably tonight. I hope it's getting through. This is N0BF. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, Steve got you in there loud and clear that time, and it was working for you then. But yeah, it must have all locked up on you, and I've had that dongle software do that a couple times on me. But it's pretty much only being used now to feed the audio feed to the internet there. But we got you in there, and thanks for checking in there, and hope you get your issues figured out there. We'll see if Dan is out there. WD8CRX.
KE0AYJ.
Well, Dan must be having internet issues as well, and we'll get him if he decides to recheck. And as Steve mentioned there, I failed to mention at the beginning of the net, WTWW 5085 megahertz. That's on shortwave. If you're not near the internet or you just want to listen a different way, WTWW shortwave, monster signal coming out of Tennessee area, I believe it is, 5085. You can listen to Ham Nation as it records live here on Wednesday evenings. All right, we're at the bottom of the list. This is the Ham Nation D-Star After Show Net, right here on Reflector 14 Charlie. Our website is hamnationdStar.net. We're looking for anyone at all. Whether you watch the show, follow the show, or have no idea what the show's about, we'll take your check-in here. Please call now. This is KJTK.
KWVE3MIC.
K0GUR, Mike, in Denver.
K0GFE, Jeff in Canyon City, and you could probably put Amanda on here too. In fact, I'll hand the radio to you, her first, Jeff.
All right, well, we'll hold it there, and since Jeff checked in there, and there's a whole bunch of check-ins and some doubling there, we'll throw it over to Amanda, K1DDN, and we'll get this check-in list sorted out in the meantime. Amanda, go ahead and take it, K1DDN from KJTK.
Hi, Jeff. Nice to hear you, and hello everyone else on the net tonight. I don't really have a lot to say. I loved Dawn's video. I thought that was pretty cool. And I would like to say everybody should initiate the youth in the ham radio. Look at them at the Ham Fest, Swap Fest. Pick them out, take pictures, make them feel welcomed and wanted, and let them know that they're important to the ham radio community. Other than that, the Pine Board experiment, this has gone above and beyond what Bob expected out of it. So you guys, all of your feedback, he's loving it. If you're sending him emails, if you're putting questions on the chat room, it's all great, and he's loving all of it. So other than that, just a wonderful show. So that's all I have, Jeff. Thanks again for such a great guest. Back to you, K1DDN.
Thank you very much. Thanks for taking time to check in with us tonight. Yeah, getting young people is always good. We'll put a plug in real quick. It's not on my website yet. I'll post it, in a day or so. But if you look at the Ohio Section Journal, it just came out today. I wrote an article about getting Morgan makers into the hobby, and one of the folks here in the Ohio section is doing his Ohio Section Journal. Section manager Scott put that out. Again, I'll have it on in a couple of days. So anyone's trying to check that out. And I'll let you go ahead and throw over to Jeff and one of his check in, and then I'll move on to the rest of the T0 GSC. As always, Bob's project for Alex. Kind of everything, so I always enjoy it.
thanks for checking in and putting our determination here. We appreciate your perspective. And we're going to be showing there to help you, but it's been great to have you in there and to share your perspective on protection. So I think everyone appreciates that as well. Back to you, Jeff. If you're okay.
3, 5, 7, 10.
Alright, Jeff, thanks for letting me be a part of the net. I really enjoyed it, and same goes this way, too. It's always good to see from a different perspective what other people are doing, and maybe some things you didn't think of, or just looking at things differently from the way our section does it, or just anyone in general. It's always good to get different perspectives on the stuff. Thanks to both of you for checking into this and supporting it, and doing what you do for the show. Really appreciate it. Alright, and the rest of the list as I have it. If I don't call your call sign at this time, I will ask for more at the end, and we'll run through this list. But it's KY4 TRK, VE3 GON, KJ4 RWJ, KB0 VBK, K0 GUR, KW4 HQ, and VE3 MIC. If there's anyone I did not call and wants to check in, please call now.
CR Alpha.
3, 4, 3, VG.
Alright, to that list I have KC3 FCF, WD5 USA, and a recheck from KK4 AVG. We'll put you guys at the bottom and start out with KY4 TRK. Did you catch Ham Nation tonight? And do you have any information for the net?
Yeah, I was able to enjoy a little bit of Ham Nation through spotty internet here at the truck stop. I don't know how I'm coming in on the dongle, and hopefully I'm not breaking up. But enjoyed the show tonight, and the Pine Moore project has gotten more interesting, and kind of gone. If I know now if I was 20 years old again and know what I know now, I think I'd go back and start this all over again. But yeah, a great show tonight, and just kind of kicking back, relaxing. We got to deliver in the morning to about 8 miles from where I'm at out here in Gary, Indiana for the night. So I'll turn back over to the net and say 73, and you all stay warm out there. It's going to be a chilly night tonight. Right now it's probably about 29 degrees, so hopefully I'll have a good night myself. So 73, everybody.
Alright, very good. Thanks for checking into the net. Yeah, you had a pretty good signal in there from the dongle, maybe just a little bit hot on the mic, so you might want to bump that down. But otherwise, we got you in there loud and clear. And safe travels, and thank you for doing what you're doing, moving stuff around. Really appreciate it. VE3 GON, you're next.
Good evening, Net Control. The name here is Gil, VE3GON, and we're about 30 miles west of Niagara Falls, Ontario, New York, on the Niagara Escarpment. We picked up the show about, a little more than halfway in when George was talking about a few things, and I found it most interesting. As usual, I try to grab it every week when I can. Other than that, technically I don't have anything to say about it, but I enjoyed myself. So we'll keep it short tonight, Net Control, and thank you very much for letting me in, and we will check in here from time to time. VE3GON, go ahead.
Alright, Gil, sounding good. Thanks for checking in with us, and appreciate any time you and everyone else can spare a couple moments and get in on the list. And for everyone that does check in, we'll get you included on the show notes and wiki for this episode of Ham Nation, which should be episode 291. And you can find out all that information and how to catch the show, replays, and all that on our website, hamnationdstar.net. KJ4 RWJ, you're up next.
This is KJ4 Romeo Whiskey Delta. I think you got the last letter wrong.
I don't have anything for the net. I was just listening and thought I would check in, and I didn't get a chance to see the show tonight. So y'all have a good evening. This is KJ4 Romeo Whiskey Delta in Crestview, Florida. You are correct, Steve. I did have your last letter wrong. Apologies for fat fingering that, but I did get it corrected. Romeo Whiskey Delta. And thanks for checking in with us. Really appreciate it. Next up, KB0VVK.
KB0VVK, John Muscatine. I watch the show every Wednesday night. Tonight I'm watching the show and also watching the basketball game of Iowa and South Dakota. So I'm guessing things going on. So it's always enjoyable to see what they're doing. I'm happy now I have cable instead of the horrible DSL crap. So I'm really pleased I can see the whole show continuously without loading. So I'm really pleased I can enjoy the show, not wait till the next day. So I'm happy with it, and I'm enjoying myself. Over. Broken.
KB0VVK.
All right, John, you kind of dropped that out there at the end. Not sure if you want to repeat maybe your last half of your transmission, though, but you were doing good, and then you just kind of dropped out there and got a key up or two after that. If you want to try it again, go ahead.
Oh, am I back on now? Over.
Yes, go ahead.
I watch it every Wednesday. I enjoy the show. And nothing I want to add to it. I enjoy watching it. Always thinking something new to get my interest peaked. So it's enjoyable to watch. And I want to start out, and I'm kind of going to see it in the basketball game where I had by 10 points, but that could change. So I'm going to watch Iowa and South Dakota play in NIT. Or
All right, John, very good. Good to hear you in there, and thanks for checking into the net. Really appreciate you being a regular check-in there. All right, got another one from out Jeff's way. K0GUR, Mike, I believe that is.
Good evening, Jeff and the net. Second time checking in to D-Star Net here. This week with the Open Spot. I'm really enjoying this little unit to get on some of the Brandmeister stuff and D-Star, of course. And other than that, enjoyed Ham Nation and don't really have anything else. Thanks for having the net, and thanks for having me. K0GUR, back to you.
Good choice on that device there. I too have Open Spot, and absolutely love the thing. Wish I had maybe Wi-Fi for doing a portable operation or mobile, but we'll work something else out for that and get it up and running there. But thanks for being checking to the net here second time. Really appreciate you taking time to do so, and hope to hear you again next week, Mike. Thanks for joining us. KW4HQ is up next.
Oh, hey, good evening, everyone on the net. Enjoyed the show. Just wanted to say that it's freezing here in Atlanta, Georgia. Freezing for me anyway at 34, 33 degrees. It's going to get even colder, so just waiting for it to get over so I can get out in the summertime and play with antennas. KW4HQ.
That's kind of funny because your Alpha Tag said California, and I go, really? It's freezing in California? But if you're in Georgia, that makes a heck of a lot more sense. Yeah, it's also very cold here in Cleveland, and we'll warm up a little bit, but currently it is 29 degrees here in Cleveland. That's Fahrenheit. Thanks for checking in, and enjoy your stay there, assuming you're traveling in Atlanta. BE3, MIC, Mike, what's going on, sir?
Good evening, Jeff, and everyone on the net. It's cold here, too, and I think we're a couple of degrees colder than you are right now, Jeff. Currently, it's 24 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not sure what the low is overnight, but I know on the weekend it sure was cold. So Old Man Winter is still hanging in there, so we're looking forward to spring. Other than that, not much more to add, although I'm really enjoying Bob's Pine Board project. You know, I've always been kind of intrigued by vacuum tube design, although they were pretty much out of style when I got into the hobby. But I was always fascinated with the fact that, you know, if you were to compare a tube circuit to a solid-state circuit, there are fewer components required for a similar design with vacuum tubes. So I always thought that was kind of interesting, that you could do so much with vacuum tubes, and the solid-state parts required so many more components to do the same job. But anyway, looking forward to the next installment of that project. So with that, I'll thank you for doing the net as always, and 7-3 to everyone from VE3MIC.
Yeah, very good, Mike. And I thought it was interesting that there were some motherboards. I think it was in the 90s that had a tube on it because people thought the audio sounded a little warmer. And I think I saw them making kind of a comeback again within the last year or so. So that's always interesting to see why people think tubes sound different than transistors and that kind of stuff. Yeah, I just flipped over to Celsius, and it is currently -1.8, and feels like -6 degrees Celsius here, at least at the temperature from Cleveland, Ohio. And we had some pretty good snow the last couple of days, but right now most of it is melted, and they're calling for a little more closer towards the weekend there. Well, Mike, always good to hear from you. Appreciate what you're doing for checking in here and what you do for George's other podcast, their Amateur Logic. Moving down the list, KC3FCF.
Well, good evening. This is KC3FCF over here, just south of here in Pennsylvania by about 10 or 12 miles. And it's cold over here. It's in the low 20s here. And I'm actually surprised that it's warmer in Cleveland than it is here. But just the way the air blows, I guess, across the lake there. So it's my second check-in with this night over the last couple of weeks. But fairly new to animation. Only been watching it a few months now. But I do like the show a lot. And I really do like these little project segments because they kind of inspire me to look at some of the projects and things that I really want to do down the road. But I've been looking at power supply, actually, project for a while. I've got a old PC power supply that I pulled out with a junk computer and was working on that about a year ago, working on making a little benchtop power supply, and just never did get that finished. So I might have to finish that project here soon. But loving D-Star and really enjoy the hobby. I'm actually working with our local club trying to get our D-Star repeater back up, and hopefully my office might end up being the host site for the D-Star repeater. But got to get all the bugs worked out and get all the I's dotted and T's crossed so that we can put it where I think we can put it, and get the tower erected and all that fun stuff to make it all work. So with that, I'll send it back to that. This is KC3FCF.
Well, I tell you, that's good news getting the D-Star repeater back online there. I know a number of them in Cleveland have fallen silent, whether due to lack of interest or just the site changing owners and not being able to access it. All that kind of crazy stuff is going on here. But get all your ducks in a row and get everything situated. Hopefully you'll get that back on the air in no time there. Good to hear you there from Pennsylvania, not too far from where I'm located here in Cleveland. But yeah, if you factor in the feels like temperature, it is 24 degrees in Cleveland here, so it's quite cold, and usually we get the air or the wind coming off the lake, but right now it's not all that windy. Good to hear you, and thanks for checking into the net tonight. Next up, we have WD5 USA.
Oh, thank you very much. This is WD5 USA. Mike in Lawton, Oklahoma, where the temperature is 54 degrees, had a high today of 62, looking for a low of, it looks like 48 tonight. So next week we got some temperatures, looks like we're going to be in the low 80s. So it's getting to be that time of year, but with that time of year in Oklahoma, comes thunderstorms, hailstorms, tornadoes. So we've been doing our annual training for that the past few weeks. So I'm looking forward to it, but not in the bad way, the good way, the amateur radio way, not the hoping for, they happen, hoping they don't happen. But that's the way it is. I did miss the show last night, and sorry about that, or last week. And I was having some problems with my eyes. Got one of them straight so I can halfway see again. And the show tonight was great as always. I could probably miss a couple of months and come back with the same comments. Don't know how they do it. They're always good and enjoyed it immensely. WD5 USA.
Yeah, go ahead and rub it in with your 1580 degree weather. It's not getting much warmer here. It maybe hit 50 next Monday, but it's going to be in the 30s and 40s and various chances of rain and snow. But yeah, I'm not going to complain because this winter's been mild, all things considered. And like you mentioned, there are storms. We even had about 3 weeks ago, a storm just moved through the state, and one of our guys was at the NWS office for close to 9 hours, from 9 o'clock in the evening to about 7 o'clock in the morning or so. And we had some pretty nasty storms. There were actually a couple different waves, so it was quite interesting. But yeah, I love the build projects, and as the previous station mentioned there, they're always good to look at and see what's going on, and one of my favorite parts of the show. Thanks for checking in there from Oklahoma. Appreciate you being a regular to the net. And next up, recheck KK4AVG.
Kilo 4, Alpha Victor Golf. Can you hear me now?
Absolutely. Go ahead and take it.
Alright, as I mentioned before, I'm new to the net. I'm not sure if I just didn't have my power turned up to reach the digital repeater, or I wasn't pointed at the right reflector. I just assumed if we were talking on this reflector, we could rebound on this reflector. But anyway, I don't have a whole lot for the net tonight. Just hanging in and trying to learn something new. But other than that, I'll turn it back over to the net. Kilo 4, Alpha Victor Golf.
Yeah, you never know. Sometimes you have to hit that sweet spot, and with digital, you're usually in there or you're not. There's very little in between there. But yeah, we had you checked in earlier in the net, but we got you loud and clear that time. So wherever you are, put an X on the floor, and should be good for next week. But good to hear you on there, and join us again next week. All right, we're at the bottom of the list. I'll take some check-ins here in a second. I just wanted to mention that the other after show nets, you might want to try 7192, 7192 for the 40-meter net. The DMR net is on Talk Group 311. That's TAC 311. And Andrew and his crew are running that over there. Echolink is Star Dewdrop and Star, node number 355800. And that's Dave N3NTV running that on the Echolink side. And of course, if you can't be near the internet, or you're traveling or something like that and have shortwave, you can listen to Ham Nation as it records live. It's simulcast on WTWW. That's 5085 megahertz there. As I mentioned, you're at the bottom of the list. This is the Ham Nation D-Star After Show Net. Anyone at all wishing to check in, please call KHATK Net Control.
AV3WR.
Kilo 5 Papa Bravo Zulu.
KE0AYJ.
T
OJ.
T0OG.
All right, got a good number of check-ins there. Got AB3WR. Alan, good evening to you. VK5PBZ, KE0AYJ, and K0OJ. And something I forgot to mention in the announcements there is Dave is unable to join us tonight. I believe his wife is having an outpatient surgery, so keep her in your thoughts and prayers, as well as Dave and his family. But we'll go up to the top of the list, AB3WR.
AB3WR here. Name is Rich. I'm in Sykesville, Maryland, and it's 16 degrees here. All I got to see part of the show. It was a real good show, and I'll go back and watch it on YouTube tomorrow. And thanks for having me, AB3WR.
No problem. Thanks for taking a couple moments to join us on the net. We're happy to have you in there. And if you or anyone else wants to catch the show again, all the replays, all 290 episodes, and soon to be 291, are up on Leo Laporte's website, and you can find that on ours, hamnationdStar.net, and we have that all linked up for you there. Next up is one of the other co-net controllers, BK5PBZ. Alan, I figured just mention that you probably got caught up in the daylight savings time change because the net now gets started at 0200 UTC on Thursday. Just for you there in case you missed the whole time change thing. But go ahead if you have any comments for us tonight. BK5PBZ from KHATK.
Thanks, very good evening to you. Very good evening to the stations that are listening there. Yeah, I have got caught up with this time change there, Jeff. Sorry I wasn't aware of it there. I come in from the shed to get ready for the net, and I thought, good God, the net's running. And I checked my time, and my time was okay. And I double-checked my time, and time turned out okay. And I assumed that there was a time change there. So I'm sorry I wasn't part of the aware of the time change there, Jeff. You've done an excellent job there this evening. Thanks for the information on Terry there. We'll certainly keep her in my prayers there. No further traffic for the net there, Jeff. Thanks for keeping up an excellent website. Put it back to net control, Kilo 8, Juliet Tango Kilo. Very good evening to everybody.
All right, Alan, good to hear you in there, and no problem, because I was a little neglecting my duties, too. I, just before the net, changed the time on the website to say 0200 in the little box over there, so for most of the week it was wrong as well, but yeah, we just did daylight savings time in the States, and I know different parts of the world are changing at different times and all that kind of fun stuff, but we're at 0200 UTC, and we'll be for until about November, I think it is. But hey, good to hear you in there, and sorry to throw you for a little bit of a loop there, but appreciate taking some time to check in here, Alan. KE0AYJ is next.
Hello, Jeff and Net. Hopefully everybody's doing well tonight. And is my audio okay?
Yeah, you're sounding good. I think you might have cut yourself off there a little bit at the end, but you got good audio otherwise.
Okay, working on a different configuration here, but very good, very good. Hopefully see everybody up there in Dayton's going to have fun this year, it sounds like. A lot of speculation on that new ICOM radio that possibly might come out, saving the dollars. And that's it. Everything was really good tonight. Really enjoyed the show. Looking forward to the next go-around, see what else he's going to dream up. That guy comes up with more stuff than I could shake a stick at. Weather's pretty cool here tonight. I assume you're finding the same thing up your way. Up there a couple of weeks ago, and it was brisk, and that's putting it mildly. I lived in Cleveland about a week and a half ago. A little cold, a little breezy. Woke up to, I think it was like 3.5 inches of snow, and wasn't expecting that, but worse has happened. We'll turn it back to net, say 73s, and everybody have a good night. KU0AYJ.
And even the snowstorm that we had a couple days ago, over the weekend or something, they're saying, oh, it's going to be, 8 to 12 inches or something like that. And then they started backing it down from there. And, we just got a couple inches, maybe 3 or 4 at most. And kind of warmed up a little bit today, and the sun came out, so most of it ended up getting melted. And stuff that's still out there is kind of iced over a little bit. But, yeah, I'll take it. It's better than being in the Arctic negative 20-degree weather, so you're not going to hear me complain all that much about it. But I do like the warm weather, so I will complain. Anyway, thanks for joining us tonight, checking in, and I appreciate you taking a little bit of time to do that. OJ, you're next. D0, OJ.
Well, my golly. Hi, Andy Rue. Don't know whether you have any time you want to go back to 720 or somewhere else, but anyway. Oh my, yep. Pretty good show as usual. Dale checked into the Western Kansas 160 meter net last night, and that one was kind of fun. One guy checked in, KD2IQN from New York somewhere, and he said they got 2 feet, and it was still lightly snowing. Anyway, got up to 75 and a half today. Right now it's about 51, 52, something like that, and about maybe the same tomorrow. All that good stuff. Happy St. Patty's Day, Brutus. No, not Brutus, but Caesar got it today. So anyway, there you go. St. Patty's Day is coming up on Friday. And let's see, 4:29 in the morning out here. Spring arrives for, I believe that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... 10:29 Zulu. You can do your own math on that one. So anyway, yeah, you gotta watch out for those 18-letter cuss words that somebody used just a little bit ago. Grr. So there you go. It's springtime in the Rockies near away. K0OJ.
Yeah, well, our first day of spring, I think, is calling for snow if I pull that up real quick. Yeah, partly cloudy. It's going to be, actually a chance of rain and snow around it a little bit, but at least it won't be in the 30s for the most part, and it'll be in the 40s. Reaching the 50s just a little bit, but I will take it. And OJ, always good to hear from you. Thanks for taking time to check in there. Another check-in from out Amanda and Jeff's way out there in Colorado. All right, we're at the bottom of the list. This is the Ham Nation D-Star After Show Net on Reflector 14 Charlie. We're looking for anyone at all, whether you know what the Ham Nation show is about or never heard of it. We will take your check-in here. Please call KHATK Net Control.
WA6.
Alright, got WA6PX, a little bit of packet loss on you, but go ahead and give it a shot. What do you have for us tonight? And one more time, Whiskey Alpha 6 Papa X-Ray, WA6PX from KJTK. Yeah, nothing heard from that station. It kind of broke out there at the end, so maybe he's in a bad spot. So we'll try and move on to last call and maybe drag it out a little bit here, see if we have anyone else. Last call for the Ham Nation D-Star After Show Net. Anyone wishing to check in has additional comments or anything for the good of the net, please call now. Now's your chance.
November 9, calls for India.
ZL1 Lima Kilo.
Alright, perfect. Got two more. N9GXI. Good to hear you again. And from Auckland, ZL1LK. Thanks for joining the net tonight. First we'll go to N9GXI. See if you have any comments about tonight's show or anything for the net. Go ahead.
N8QQ.
Yeah, N9GXI, you were there. Are you still with us? November 9, Golf X-Ray India, N9GXI from KJTK. Well, I'll try him again at the after we get the Auckland station in here. ZL1LK. Good to hear from you. And if you have any comments about Ham Nation, go ahead. The reflector's yours.
Yes, good evening, everyone. This is ZL1 Lima Kilo. Yes, West Auckland here. Beautiful, beautiful Thursday afternoon here. It's 81 degrees Fahrenheit here. Very nice. Got the fans blowing into the shack. Yes, I thoroughly enjoyed Ham Nation. I usually don't get to see it in time, so I usually have to record it, but I'm home early from work today, and so here I am. And yeah, I've been trying to check in since the beginning of the net, but for some reason, I don't know if there's something wrong with the hotspot here, but I haven't been able to get in, so now it's all okay. No, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed the show, and I missed about 10 minutes of it today, but I can always go back and watch it when it's online there, when they post it. And I've actually still got last week's to watch yet, because I haven't been able to have too much time lately this week. But anyway, thoroughly enjoyed it, and so I'll say 73 to all, and everyone have a good day. So this is ZL1 Lima Kilo in West Auckland, 73.
Hey, very good. Thanks for joining us all the way there from New Zealand. And we went through daylight savings time change here in the States, so maybe that's helping you out a little bit. Catch the show and the net and all that kind of stuff. We're currently getting started for the summer month here, 0200 UTC with the net on Thursday, and that would mean 0100 is typically when the show starts. And feel free to tune in there for not only yourself but anybody else that's out there, international viewer, and check into the net. But yeah, we also got Alan out there, VK5 PBZ, who's probably maybe further west of you, but good representation there from down under. Really appreciate it, guys, for you guys for joining us tonight. We'll try N9GXI one more time, see if he's back with us. If you're there, go ahead and take it.
Okay, this is N9GXI. I don't know if you're hearing me or not. Over.
You're in there now. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, good evening. I think I had my hotspot on too long. I was receiving, but I guess I wasn't transmitting because I've been trying most of the night. But anyhow, the show was very good. And I liked actually the last segment where Bob showed his factory and how he has a station for each radio to test out the equipment on all the major companies, which I thought was a good idea. And thanks for letting me check in, and hopefully talk to you next week. And then GXI clear.
Well, speaking of someone who has a couple of Mr. Howe's products right here in the shack, but if he's out there testing it on multiple radios and making sure that it works, I guarantee you that it's going to be a better product. It's also speaking from the IT side of it, not many people are testing things anymore. So if you got someone taking the time to do that, test it, make sure that it works, it's going to be a worthwhile product for anyone out there to purchase. But we got you in there that time. Whatever your issue was, it didn't manifest itself that transmission. So we got you on the list regardless. And thanks for taking time to check in with us here tonight on the net and showing your support for Ham Nation. All right, we're in last call. Last call for late check-ins, additional, or anyone that has comments for the net. Please call now.
Victor Echo 5, Romeo Sierra.
N8QQ.
All right, we got two more stations there. Brad got you in there from Cincinnati. Hello from the other side of the state. N8QQ, and another regular check-in with us, VE5RS. Good to hear both of you in there. Brad, what do you have for us tonight? N8QQ from KJTK.
Well, K8JTK and the net from N8QQ. Good evening to you, Jeff, and everybody else along the net. And yeah, count me as a third person who's been having trouble. I've been trying the last few rounds to get in, and I was having problems where I wasn't getting a beep back after transmitting and so forth, and hopefully I didn't key over anybody while trying to get in this last time. But, so I don't know, unless there might be a little something else going on, I don't know. At any rate, as usual, I usually check the show. I usually watch the show on the weekend. It sounds like a good one. Sounds like I missed a good one. A lot of great comments on something that Bob did tonight. So looking forward to that. I'll probably catch it on YouTube or maybe the podcast. But at any rate, good evening up into the other corner of the state, and hope you and everybody else on the net here has a good rest of the week. KJTK and the net from N8QQ.
Yeah, from time to time it seems like people have issues. I'm not sure if it's probably the reflector. Even from time to time, I'll get on the terminal window here missed packets. So usually I just figure it's my internet connection and all the junk we got running on it now versus the reflector. But if multiple people are having issues, more than likely it's on the other end there. But we got you on there. We got you on the list, and you'll be included in the show notes for this one. And good to hear you, and thanks for taking time to do check-in with us. VE5RS, Ron, how you doing?
Well, good evening. Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, I tried to get in before, but you got quite a good audience tonight. And anyway, so I'm able to get in now, and the show, I like the pine board. I hear a lot of callers talking about that. And I think any little project that when they're building stuff, it's just
little test projects and anything you put in a little tin box. But it's all good, and so I hope they just keep that coming. And anyway, it was good to watch the show live tonight, and anyway, so I'll catch you next week, and have a good evening. Back in that control, this is Ron in Saskatoon, V5RS.
Yeah, those Altoids tins are certainly ham radio friendly, and if you watch George's other podcast, I guarantee you that the cheap old man would agree there on the cheapness of and the usefulness of those products there. Well, Ron, good to hear you in there. Glad you checked in with us tonight, and hope you have a good week coming up. Once again, we're at the bottom of the list. This is the Ham Nation D-Star After Show Net on 14 Charlie. We're up to 34 check-ins. We're in kind of in last call for late check-ins, additional check-ins, or anyone that has anything for the good of the net. Please call on KHATK now.
KC8YQL.
All right, got a recheck. KC8YQL.
Okie dokie, Jeff. I was going to mention this earlier before I had you tied up in knots way too tight, so I thought I better wait till later. Anyway, I am standing by. It's T-minus 2 hours and 16 minutes and 2 seconds and counting. Echo Star 23 mission is ready to blast off at 1:35 a.m. this morning. And like a dummy, I'm probably going to stay up just to watch it, even though they're going to record it and I could watch it later. You know what? That's what I do with Ham Nation, too. I can watch it at any time, but I love watching it live. I love seeing everybody picking on one of them gals that takes the questions at the end. Hi. I wonder if she's still listening. Anyway, it's nothing like watching stuff live. And I am on www.spacex.com/webcast watching the Echo Star 23 going to be going up here. I think they got a window at 1:35 a.m., Jeff, and they got a 90% prediction that the weather's going to behave itself. And they tried to shoot this up 2 days ago on Tuesday, and the weather wouldn't permit it to be launched. So, again, we're on SpaceX. It's SPACE with the letter X behind the E, .com, and it's a /webcast, and a little window will pop up, and you can click on the right arrow key to play it, and you can actually see the countdown timer counting down. I believe they're going to go live like a half an hour before they actually shoot it up. And what's really cool, if you got a smart TV, the browser on mine is working. I'm watching a previous launch of another one. There's a bunch of them over on the right-hand side of your screen, and you can click on those and watch previous rockets that set up. What's really cool and intriguing is how they bring the stage 1 back down with rocket boosters and set that darn thing on a pad without even dropping it and jettisoning it into the ocean. How cool is that? Well, they've come a long way, haven't they? Sorry, Jeff, for taking up so much time again. Have you got more check-ins now? KC8YQL, back to you, sir.
VK4PU.
Yeah, maybe we do. Just got a VK4TUX. And, yeah, first couple rounds were quite busy. And, appreciate everyone taking time to support the net and check in. And, all that kind of good stuff. And, yeah, I used to watch that stuff a lot more when the Space Shuttle program was still active and all that kind of stuff. Watched it on NASA TV. There was always good stuff going on when the Space Shuttle was in orbit. They always had good programming on recasts and all that kind of stuff. VK4TUX, I believe it was. I'm losing my spot on my screen. Yeah, VK4TUX. Go ahead and take it from KHATK. Victor Kilo 4, Tango Uniform X-Ray, BK4, TUX. Got a quick key from you. Did you want to check into the net? If you did and you have comments, please go now. Nothing heard there. Again, last call for late check-ins, additional check-ins, or anyone with comments for the net. This is the Ham Nation D-Star After Show Net. Alright, hearing no additional stations at this point, I will wrap this net up for this evening. Some of the other after show nets, probably most of these are wrapped up now since it's just about 11:30 here on the east, and with any luck you might still have the 40-meter net going on. They're on 7192, that's 7192, that's where the 40-meter net, and probably Kevin is taking check-ins there. DMR net, Andrew W8LIV and his crew, they take check-ins on Talk Group 311, that's TAC 311. Echo Link, Dave N3NTV and his group are on Star Do Drop In Star, node number 355800. And if you are near the internet or traveling or anything like that, and you want to catch Ham Nation on shortwave, it is simulcast on WTWW 5085. That's 5085. You can find it on shortwave again when the Ham Nation records live at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific time. Break. Again, Dave couldn't join us tonight. His wife is having outpatient, so keep her and his family in your prayers. And Alan was out there, but kind of got mixed up in the whole time change thing that happened here in the United States. So apologies to Alan for that. And this net starts now at 0200 UTC. That's 0200 UTC on Thursday for our international listeners and check-ins out there. Thank you to all. Thank you to the repeater owners and operators who allow their systems to be linked up for this net. Make sure you show your support for these groups to the clubs if they have membership or accept donations or anything like that, because it does cost to set up, maintain, and keep the repeaters on the air. Also, thank you to the owners and operators of Reflector 14. That is Kent and his group, the Nevada Amateur Radio Repeaters Incorporated. You can find their website at narri.org, nary.org. They allow us to hold the net here each week. Finally, thank you for checking in. For checking in, you will be included in the show notes and wiki for this episode of Ham Nation, episode 291. You can find the wiki, information about this net, Ham Nation, and how to catch any of the replays, all up on our website, hamnationdstar.net. Again, hamnationdstar.net. This net is now closed, and KJTK is returning this reflector back to normal amateur use. Thank you all for joining us, 7-3, and please come back next week.
Thanks for doing the net there, Jeff, and yeah.